And so, our battle came to an end. The god, awakened by human hands, was returned to sleep once again by human hands. On the morning after, a refreshing breeze blew across Wales, and the horrible events leading up to yesterday seemed like nothing more than a bad dream. Soon, it was time to say farewell to everyone. Keith, our handsome vampire, grew weary of the hustle and bustle of the outside world, and so he returned once again to his peaceful castle in Transylvania. I wonder how many centuries he'll sleep this time. Good night, and sweet dreams, dear friend. Master Zhu Zhen, our brave Taoist adept, has gone back to Shanghai to mend the disruptions in the energy fields of China. You taught us so much, Master Zhu Zhen. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and please, try not to overexert yourself. Our beloved spy for hire said she planned to go home to Paris, but she joked about how her next assignment was probably already waiting for her. So, there's no telling where she might be right now. Hallie, that cute little street boy we met in London, set sail from Southampton with his mother, Kodelka, to find his long-lost father in America. Finally, they'll be able to live together as a family. I pray you'll all find happiness. As for me, I'm headed for Zurich, where my mother's waiting. With Yuri, of course.
That Shadow Hearts. It's all over. Took me a couple years, I think it was, since I started, and then I just did it all right at the end, which is kind of funny. So yeah, after this we'll be moving on to Shadow Hearts Covenant, or Shadow Hearts 2, which again is based off of this ending. Now, for what we've seen so far, the only real difference between the good ending and the bad ending is something different happens when you fight the mask, and then as you're making your way through the dungeon, Alice is feeling the weight of the curse upon her. That's not in the other ending. So yeah, there are a few subtle differences, but it's really here on the train at the end of the credits that you know for sure which ending you've gotten. Well, obviously know which ending you're gonna get, but you'll know the difference between the two. And it's a huge difference. It has a major impact on Shadow Hearts Covenant. Other things to talk about. I was just thinking about Yuri's name, Yuri, and how I always thought it was funny because Yuri is a euphemism for lesbian porn in the Japanese subculture of America. Because I asked my friend who actually lives in Japan, and she said, oh, yaoi and Yuri doesn't actually mean anything in Japanese. So yeah, but I always thought it was funny because I felt that if Yuri knew that, he would really appreciate it. But really his name is Yuri because he's half Russian, and Yuri is a very common Russian name. Just a little disclaimer going into Shadow Hearts Covenant. There's a certain main character who has red hair who I don't like. Her name's Karen. Okay, I'll just say it. I don't like Karen. For obvious reasons, since I love this game and love a certain character in this one so much, I just can't stand Karen. I'm sorry. So, going into Covenant, keep that in mind. I'm going to be making fun of Karen a lot. I mean, a lot. With us going into Covenant, try and keep the spoilers to a minimum. I know most of the people watching this have probably played the game, but, you know, just in case, we don't want to ruin it for the people who have not played Shadow Hearts yet. Or Shadow Hearts 2 Covenant. Because I feel like if you ruin it, if you spoil Covenant, then you also spoil the good ending of this game. Which is, once you see the ending, you'll probably know what the good ending is, and you probably already figured it out if you didn't know. But I won't go into details. This ending actually has a lot more in-depth to it, and you see a lot more of the relationship between Alice and Yuri in this ending, which I think is very fitting. In the other ending, they just kind of go about their business, and there's none of that extra stuff in the final dungeon. If I remember correctly, you just pretty much run right through it. But we'll find that out when I go and do the good ending after I finish Covenant. I have not figured out what I'm going to do with the endings for Covenant because it's all based upon a question going into the final battle. So it's pretty easy to just go back and get the other ending. I like one ending much better than the other, so I'll probably show that one first, and then show the other one after, just because it'll flow better that way back into the good ending of this game. So yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to start Covenant. I haven't played it in a really, really long time, so it'll be a lot of fun. I think I've only played through Covenant once, where I played through multiple parts of this game over and over again. I played the first part of this game probably about 20 times, and then the final battle there I've done at least 10 times. Different parts throughout, going to see different scenes, but I've really only played through Covenant once. Well, 1.5, because the first time I was playing it, I was saving, and we had a power outage, and it corrupted my save. So I had to start all over, and I was 10 hours in, I think, which isn't really that bad to start over, but still, it was just really annoying. Oh yes, here are voice actors for the game. They are also the voice actors for Pokemon and for Valkyrie Profile. If you're watching the Valkyrie Profile Let's Play, Yuri is Lucian, and he's not Lawfer. No, Meowth is Lawfer. I feel like Freya also does Alice. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on it. One thing I do think is funny is that Keith, they make him look so gay in that one scene where he gets the sword, and then when he's going into the casket, he's got girls all over him. Alright, now I guess we're getting pretty close to the ending, or is it going to trick us? Alright, I'll just shut up and let you guys enjoy the ending from here on out. Or not. Never mind. I had a feeling I was going to do that. I just remember the first time I saw this, I was like, is this ever going to end? I heard there's only really 2 things that they changed in the English version versus the Japanese version. Keith's missing a sword for some reason. And, see, Mama's speech is different, or the images are, so I'm going to look that up. Anyway, here we go. Enjoy.
As the Warlock said in the end, even if another age of storms buffets this world, I intend to go on living and fighting for you who freed me from the darkness, for the one I love.
The Prince of Austro-Hungarian Empire is assassinated. Summer, the same year, the Great War I begins. End. So that's it. Yes, in the bad ending, Alice dies. There's no way to save her. So, when going into Covenant, we want that ending because that's what Covenant is based off of. Now imagine Yuri just going through this whole game telling Alice multiple times that she is his reason for living, that the day she dies, he too will die. How is this going to affect him? You will see. It has a major impact on Covenant, and it's quite touching. It also has part of the reason to do with why I don't like Karen. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed Shadow Hearts. And now we're going to continue this super long Let's Play, going into its beautiful sequel. And by beautiful I mean literal and emotional. It's a good game. It's really good. I don't know if I like this better or Covenant. Probably this, because it was the first one I played. Also, if you play Covenant first and then Shadow Hearts, you'll have a very different outlook on the story. So keep that in mind as we're at this emotional low. Alice has just died. And now we're going into Covenant. At least you guys won't have to wait that long for that. Alright, see you later.